All right, we're going to read 2 Peter's, the first chapter, the 12th verse again. It said, "Wherefore I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though ye know them." You know what he just said. Concerning if you do these things, then you're not going to ever fall. And be established in the present truth. The present truth is keeping the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Y'all should better sing it with me now. So let's go from there. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 13th chapter. 1 Corinthians the 13th chapter, and we'll start at verse 1. 1 Corinthians the 13th chapter, verse 1. He said, "Though I speak with tongues of men and of angels, languages of men and languages of angels, and have not charity, which is love." Charity is love. I don't have love. I am become as sounding brass, or as tinkling, or a tinkling cymbal. Sound like a tinkling cymbal or brass. And though I have the gift of prophecy, hear that? Do I have the gift of prophecy? Prophesy everything that's going to happen from this point to the end of the world. And understand all mysteries. Understand all mysteries. And all knowledge. And though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, have not love, I am nothing. You don't have compassion and caring for your brothers, you have nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, though you feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, and don't have love, it profiteth me nothing. You don't have this, remember, Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. So the Most High loved Jacob. So you don't have love for your people, promise you nothing. Charity suffereth long, see? Charity, which is love for your brothers and sisters, suffereth long. And is kind. That's what he's giving you, the definition of what he's talking about when he's talking about charity. Charity suffereth long. I mean, you suffer a long time. You go through a lot. Sometimes you got to go back and forth with people and be like, "Oh, man, I don't want to deal with them." No, you got to suffer along. The Most High suffer along with us. You don't give no mercy or grace. And it's kind. See? Kind. Charity envieth not. Not envious of somebody else. Because they doing this, or they got this, or they in this position, or you're not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It ain't puffing itself up. And pride is not puffed up, see? It's not prideful. Does not behave itself unseemly. You know how to conduct yourself in all situations. Representing the Most High. You realize you representing the Most High? You got his name in your name, Yah, Shar Allah. You know how important this is? He say he's doing things because of his name. Not because of us. Because we got his name. In our name. Yah, Shar Allah. Look. Isaiah 48. Verse 2, he said, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." We got to go through a lot of affliction to prove ourselves that we worthy for our names be written in the book of life. Being refined, being changed to a new creature, born again. Listen to what he say. "For my own sake." Hear what he say? Is it for our sake? For your camp's sake, or for your congregation of just you yourself? No. Me? No. Hell no. It say for my own sake. For his own sake. Even for mine own sake. Most I speak once, say twice. You hear him? Is it for your sake? Put your name there. Why everybody being refined? Your fruit. They belong to you. He said, for his own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? Hear that? Because his name is in our name, Yah, Shar Allah. And I will not give my glory unto another. He's giving his glory to no one else. No matter how they try and take it and think that it belongs to them, he said he ain't giving his glory to nobody but to the Israelites. Point blank. Check that out. But he said for his own sake, not for ours, for his own sake, he's doing it. But see, we get so big-headed because that's why I say knowledge puffers up. Therefore, you're not rolling with charity. You're not rolling with charity. Because he said what? 1 Corinthians 13:4, charity suffereth long and is kind. It's kind. Charity envieth not. You ain't sitting around looking at a brother envying him. That's a demonic spirit, man. Charity vaunteth not itself. You ain't puffed up. And it is not puffed up. You ain't all prideful, thinking that you all that. But you ain't nothing as you ought to be. Or take on the Mashiach Yahushai's job. Take on the Most High's job. We got a few precepts we learned, and now we all tell you knowledge puffers up. Now you all that. When you ain't nothing as you ought to be. Or what's going to happen after the 1,000 years? How much you going to know after 1,000 years of a Mashiach Yahushai teaching? Oh, that's right. You going to teach, right? You going to be the one that's going to be teaching us? Because that's what it seems like. If you're going to vaunt yourself and put yourself in pride and you somebody in this damn hellhole that we in as a people, then you ain't nothing as you ought to be. And you know it. If you don't know, you're going to know once you hear this. Does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. You hear that? Not easily provoked. You got to deal with. You got to suffer wrongfully sometimes. Who out there new coming in this truth gonna suffer wrongfully? Sometimes you got to suffer wrongfully. All that's here. I guess we got to cover all this. Because a lot of you haven't been told this. You ain't under no order. And if you're under the order, you're under the wrong order if you ain't been taught to be humble before the Most High. Before he visits you. Or have his sword, which is the enemy, which is the devil, which is Esau and all the rest of the spirits that's out there on the left side. The elite. Visit you and deal with your spirit. I just read you what they said they're going to do. But there is an out with the Most High. These are last days. Ain't that many more times you're going to be able to hear the cry coming to you. Most High say he cried to us. He cried over us. How do you think he feel about us now? How do you ever thought about the Most High, how he really feel about us? It don't bother you. It don't affect your spirit. It don't hit you in the heart. You don't feel it. Looking at how we are and what's going on with us and the things that's happening to us as a people, that don't bother you. This don't apply to you. Rejoice is not in iniquity. Hear that? Rejoice is not in iniquity. Ain't happy to see all the wickedness that's going amongst our people. That's hurtful. That's sad. You can't rejoice in seeing this wickedness that's going on. That's why you got to change. If that's you, you got to change. But rejoice in the truth. Rejoice in doing this truth. This is supposed to move you. This is supposed to move you from whatever situation you're in to allow you to be happy and dealing with the truth. You know? And the truth going to be the opposite of a lie. You ain't going to be lying. You ain't going to accept them lies. You're going to accept iniquity. Ain't no lies going to the kingdom. So, you're going to rejoice in being in the truth. Coming back to our culture. Coming back to our ways. And not the way of the world. Charity. Love. Revelation 19 and verse 9. And he said unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. Hear that? Blessed are they that are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, These are the true sayings of the Most High. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. Don't do that. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of a Mashiach Yahushai. Worship the Most High. Period. For the testimony of a Mashiach Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. You see, the testimony of a Mashiach Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. So when people have the testimony of Mashiach Yahushai, they're going to be able to prophesy according to thus say the Most High word. Not the Most High told me this, Most High told me that. Where? When? And you off this way and off that way and off this way and off that way. Most High ain't dealing with you. You got to humble yourself. We all have to humble ourselves. It's the last days, man. It could be the last time that we have opportunity to humble ourselves. So now, go to Matthew the 18th chapter. You have ought against your brother. That's not an elder. And I'll say the elders are those that are 51 years old and up, as is written in Numbers the 4th chapter. That's why you think Mashiach was 30 years old when he started his ministry. Is that a coincidence? No. From 30 to 50 is the ministry. 51 on up is elders. Y'all call anybody elder. But people that's older don't respect them as no elder. They ain't even old as they children. Matthew 18 and 15. But that's the law. Just read the law. Numbers 4th chapter, say 30 to 50. Matthew the 18th chapter, you have an ought with your brother. It say, moreover, if thy brother, Matthew 18 and 15, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, he do something against you, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. Not all over social media. It said, go tell your brother his trespass against thee between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. You see? If he hear you, you gain your brother. But you go alone to talk to him one-on-one. But if, which are conditions, he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses, every word may be established. So you take one or two men that believe like you believe to him, because it says in the mouth of one or two or three witnesses, every word may be established. You see? And if he shall neglect to hear them, if you took the one or two witnesses with him, to him, and he neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. Then you could put it in social media. But if he neglect to hear the church, if he neglect to hear, because the church is the children of Israel, point blank. We ain't talking about going to no building. That's not the church. We the church, the children of Israel. Understand, overstand this. Look at Acts 7. And we can read verse 38 proves it. But let's read verse 37. This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, prophet shall the Most High your power raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. Prophesying about Mashiach Yahushua. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai. So it's an angel always speaking to Moses from Exodus 3rd chapter, 2nd verse on. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness. Did we have a building in the wilderness? What building do we have? Surely we had a mega church, right? Building in the wilderness, right? I don't think so. That's why it says, verse 30 said, this is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel. Verse 38, this is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai. See, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us. But the church was the people, represent the people. Because, wait a minute, go back. Because he told you, go to verse 48, Acts 7:48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet, right? So that cancels out your buildings. Most High, we the church, the people. So now, that's why he's saying, Matthew 18:17, and if he shall neglect to hear them, 2 or 3 witnesses, tell it unto the church. Then you can bring it on social media. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican. So Israel can't be heathens. I remember they say, you acting like a heathen. It was old people would say that, you acting like a heathen. Let him be as a heathen man and a publican. Okay? Simple as that. So, and the Most High give us, clear guidance in everything, how we should operate to be, in the spirit with him. How we should operate. And these are, rules and regulations. That's all it is. You know about rules and regulations. You follow those every day. Luke the 17th chapter, verse 3. Take heed to yourselves. If thy brother trespass against you, rebuke him. And if he repent, forgive him. You know what he said? Take heed to yourselves. Pay attention to yourself, man. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him. And if he repent, say, I apologize, man. Forgive him. And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day, and 7 times in a day turn again to thee, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him. That's deep. That's why the apostle said this. And the apostle said unto him, he said unto them about Jacob, increase our faith. What they say, help us to do this. It's a hard thing. And the Jacob said, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, which could fit under your grain of mustard seed is so small it can fit under your nail, ye might say unto the sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it shall obey you. But which of you, having a servant plowing or feeding cattle, will say unto him by and by, when he is come from the fields, go and sit down to meat, and will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup. Go fix my food. Tell the servant, hey, go fix me something to eat. Make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself, and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken. And afterward thou shalt eat and drink. After I eat and drink, then you can eat and drink. Does he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I trow not. Say, I don't think so. So likewise ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do. See? Your duty to do. You're supposed to do what he's saying. So now, Galatians 6 and 1. Galatians 6 and 1. That's why it's your reasonable duty to do the things that you hear in here to please the Most High. When your acts are written in the book of life, at least in the books, I'll say, it'll be enough, hopefully, that we can look at our names being written in the book of life. That's what it's all about, no more, no less. Galatians 6 chapter, the first verse. Galatians 6 and 1. Brethren, talking to us Israelites, if a man be overtaken in a fault, you which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness. Hear that? Not rowdy and want to just tear them apart like they such an enemy. It says, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, he done something wrong, he's not conducting himself properly, you which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, considering yourself, lest thou also be tempted. You hear that? Else the devil come and deal with you. That's why I tell you in Ecclesiastes 2 and 1 to say, I'll come to serve the Most High, prepare thyself for temptation, and constantly endure. So it says you got to restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, humility. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of a Mashiach. We got to bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of a Mashiach. Will man think himself to be something when he is nothing? He deceiving himself. You hear that? You think you all that. And we still under the oppressor. So when did you become so free? And your whole camp or your whole congregation, your whole group, your whole organization became so free from oppression. When a man thinks that he himself is to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiving himself. You hear that? You lying to yourself. That's what he's saying. So you deceiving your own self. What are you? I mean, like I say, all I want to know is what number are you? Because you something, then you should be able to know what number you are of the 144,000, what number you are of the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. I ain't got no reply from that. Because none of us know. You don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow in your life. Like I say, I'm so hurt because so many people that I know have been in this truth, high-powered brothers and sisters. And where they at now? Where they at now? I mean, a lot of you out there, I'm talking to you brothers that know. I ain't talking to no novices. I ain't talking about nobody that's new coming in this truth. I don't care what you teaching or whatever you do, whatever you doing. I'm talking about we of old school cats. You know a whole lot. I see brothers, seeing brothers, you know, oh, look who I found. Where they at now? Are they still involved in learning and learning and learning and learning and learning? It's about continue having your mind in this word. Seek ye out the book of the Most High and read. Study to show yourself approved unto the Most High. Continually, man. You can't just stop. Yeah, you know you're Israelite, but now what? All that you were, that someone knew you as, you're not that anymore. You're gone. That's why you got to come back. Galatians 6 and 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing. Don't be weary in well-doing. For in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Hear that? Like I just said, Say, don't be weary in well-doing. Brothers waiting for the school to stop. They're gone. What happened to you? That's why I commend every brother that's out there trying to continue being this truth, man. Most High blessed by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Because there's a lot of brothers that, and a whole lot of brothers that fell off. They failed. They're not in this. Going back 20 years ago. And even more than that. They're gone. This one little thing happened and poof, they gone. Or like somebody might say something or somebody do something, whatever, and then they poof, they gone. They out of the truth. They're not dealing with it no more. They done went out back into the world. Young brothers doing it right now. Coming in for a few years, next thing you know, they gone. That's why that foundation had to be certified within you. And if it's there, if you see what it is that's promised to us, and you're working toward that, there's nothing more powerful than that. Nothing. I don't care what you can offer in this world. Ain't nothing more powerful than that. The heck with all this. This don't mean nothing. When you really look at what it is that's promised to Yasharallah, and you know it, that's it. Verse 9 again. Galatians 6 and 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap. You hear that? We gonna reap if we faint not. Look. Look. Let me show you something. Go to St. John 14 and 1. It said, let not your heart be troubled. Just keep on standing in this truth. You believe in the Most High? You believe in the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? He said, believe also in me. Myself shall say, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. Ain't no mansions like you see on this earth today. He said, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. You see what he said? I'm going to prepare a place for you. So let's look at 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter. Remember, Ezra was given 204 books. Y'all going into all these other books and all that. Y'all need to be studying. Ezra was given 204 books. We only have 80. So we got 124 more books than the 80 books. Listen, Hamashiach Shai said he's going to prepare a place for us. Let's see what the scripture says. 2nd Ezra 8 and 52. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared. Hear that? The time to come is prepared. He said, I'm going to prepare a place where he said the time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. That's mean whatever you want, it's going to be plenty of it. Yes. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the mouth is hid from you. And corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, no more sorrow. And in the end is showed the treasure of immortality. Live forever and ever and ever. Hallelujah. That's right. So that's what we're looking at, y'all. It's prepared. It's just waiting on us to get our little knuckleheads together and realize what it's going to take to get there. It's real simple. You're hearing the rules and regulations right now. Galatians 6 and 9, and let us not be weary in well-doing. Don't be weary. Don't be sad in doing well. For in due season, we shall reap if we faint not. With plenteousness, it's already prepared. It's waiting on us. As we have therefore opportunity, you have opportunity now. Let us do good. And you know what's good? Let us keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High unto all men. Let's do good unto all men. Love thy neighbor as thyself. especially unto them who are of the household of faith, especially the we that are of the household of faith. And we all have faith in the Most High. We all believe in the Most High. No matter what name we call him, we all believe in the Most High. We have faith. So all of you just trying to come against each other, you're not rolling right. You're not rolling. Remember, Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. You notice I stopped there. Because that's what we're talking about. How the Most High love us. How he love us. Now, you can mess with one of his little ones if you want to. And you don't know which one it is. Find yourself in a world of trouble. Let's go to back to Matthew, the 18th chapter. Matthew 18. Verse 23. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would have account of his servants. A certain king having account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. So one of his servants was brought to him that owed him 10,000 talents. But for as much as he had not to pay, he didn't have the money to pay, his master commanded him to be sold, and his wife, and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. So he say, hey, sell his wife, his children, and everything that he have, so I get my 10,000 talents back. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, crying out to him, saying, Master, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Just have patience with me. Give me more time, because patience deal with time. So give me a little bit more time, and I'll pay you everything. I'll pay you. I just need a little more time. He can sell him, his wife, his children, everything that he had. And he fell down and worshiped him, crying out to him, bowing down to him, saying, Master, have patience with me, and I will pay you all. I'll give you everything that I owe you. Just give me a little bit more time. Then the master of that servant was moved with compassion. That's love. Compassion. We done read that, which is love. He was moved with compassion, love, and loosed him and forgave him the debt. He loosed him and forgave him the debt. He didn't have to go out there and hustle to get it. So he forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence. Now he owed 10,000 talents. He found one of his servants that owed him 100 pence, 100 pennies. And he laid hands on him. Hear that? He laid hands on him and took him by the throat. Took him by the throat, choking him out, saying, pay me that thou owest. Now he just was forgiven 10,000 talents. And him, his wife, and his children, and everything that he had was getting ready to be sold. And he was forgiven for all the debt. The first thing you do is go out to find somebody that owe him 100 pennies, 100 pence. You're going to choke him out, saying, give me everything that you owe me. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Same thing he did, right? Have patience with me, and I'll pay you all that I owe you. Patience deal with time. Just give me a little more time, and I'll pay you everything that I owe you. And he would not. He would not. But went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto his master all that was done. All that was done. Now, he gave him mercy. This is an example of how we as a people can receive mercy, but you don't give mercy. You don't want to give nobody. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve. See, what he deserved to do was to be sold, and his wife and his children and everything that he had. But he was forgiven for all of that. That's mercy. You see? But when it came to his fellow servant that owed him only 100 pence when he owed 10,000 talents, he gonna choke him out and cast him into prison. So it made someone that had a humble and a meek spirit of love, of compassion, because remember the king showed him compassion. He showed him love. That was sorry to see this happen, knowing that, hey, this dude just been forgiven for 10,000 talents, and somebody owed him 100 pence. He gonna choke him out for that. Verse 32. Then his master, after that he had called him and said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desireth me. You asked me to. Should not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? So you got to understand, these stories, these writings that we're reading about, just from Yahushua giving us wisdom, proper application of knowledge, how we have to be with each other. Because he ain't talking about no other nation. He talking about us, the Israelites, period. He said, should not thou have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his master was wroth, and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. Tormentors. Till he could pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts, from your minds, forgive not every one his brother their trespasses. Whew. He gonna send you to tormentors. You hear that? Like it says, Hebrews 10:31, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. Mosiah said, I'll melt you. He might torment you with fire, burn you up, he got a body for you. Burn you up, give you another body, scare you to death, keep burning you up. Let the worms eat you up. Give you another body, bring you back. I bet you remember that. Oh yeah, he got a body for you. Don't get it twisted now. He got a spiritual body for every last one of us. That spirit, when the spirit leaves that body, most likely got a spiritual body, a body made from heaven. He got a body, whether it goes on the right side or the left side. He put you here, he put you there. You understand this? From there, let's look at Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. We're dealing with brotherhood. Because we are all that we have. Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. It says, be not hasty, don't be in such a hurry in your spirit, to be angry. For anger rests in the bosom of fools. You hear that? See, don't be so in a hurry to be angry, because anger rests in the bosom of fools. He call you a fool. All you that get angry quick, you got a quick temper, you a fool. You know, a lot of people that was like that I know, they gone. Taken out of here. Proverbs 14:29. Proverbs 14:29. That's something, how the spirit works. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. Hear that? He that is slow to wrath, you know, you're You're not provoked. And even in martial arts, they teach you how to be calm. You don't have to really be showing everything that you know and this, that, and the third. You just be calm. You slow the anger. You avoid everything that you can. But when it comes down to it, you take care of business if you have to, but you avoid it. You be calm. You don't. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly, foolishness. That's why I say he call you a fool. First thing you do, and that's like a lot of young brothers. They real easy. Their pride. They got so much pride that they easy to be get angry off of something that it ain't necessarily have to be dealt with in a certain way. You just got to be calm. That's what he's saying. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. So you don't have the understanding. You got no great understanding. I don't care how you think you are. You quick to get angry. You got no great understanding. But he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Folly. Foolishness. And somebody end up getting hurt. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Sometimes it's cool to just, hey, come on, calm down. I mean, instead of screaming and hollering, they screaming and hollering, soft answer turneth away wrath. But grievous words stir up anger. You come with grievous words to someone, it stir up anger. Well, you got to watch your words, man, what you say to someone. Say words that's grievous, it stir up anger. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, we want to look at chapter 6. Ecclesiasticus 6. And it's a great chapter. We're going to start at verse 5. And we're going to read to verse 18. Ecclesiasticus 6 and 5. Sweet language will multiply friends. See that? Sweet language will multiply friends. And a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. Well, you're not really, you're not all the time. Someone that's all the time angry, all raunchy. No, sweet. He says, sweet language will multiply friends. When you easy and treated of, you can talk to. And when you come with the love, then you can correct someone and they realize that, okay, I'm still dealing with love regardless of however you feel. Loving to, like I said, rebuke you, to make you change, to realize the error in your ways. But it still go back to the love. See, when you raised with this hate, and then you get a little feeling of love, then you go back to hate, that's contrary to what we talk about here. And that's how we were brought up. I'm talking to you old school. I was there. I had to be taught and told, hey, calm down. Calm down. To the brother that was hardcore. He told me calm down. I was surpassing him. Calm down. So I know how to go there. For real. But I had to look at myself. Because they said, why they hate you Hebrew Israelites?